I want to talk to you this morning about I am a victim of grace. That's what I want to talk to you about. I'm a victim of grace. You may be seated in the presence of the Lord. Tell somebody, I am a victim of grace. I'm a victim of grace. Why does this keep happening to me is the question. Why does this keep happening to me? It's not fair. I never asked to be treated this way. I did nothing to deserve it, and yet every moment of the day, completely unprovoked, God keeps pouring His love out on me. He blessed me in unexpected ways. His mercy is new every morning. No matter what I do, I'm powerless to stop Him. Even in the most worst situation, His goodness is prevailing. He's relentless. I'm a victim of grace. You're not a victim this morning of your circumstances. You are a victim of grace. No matter what the obstacles and heartaches and difficulties that are coming against you, you're not at the mercies of those circumstances. God still is pouring out His grace upon your life and accomplishing His purpose and His will in the midst of all of the situations that you are going through at this moment. I'm here to tell you this morning, you are a victim of grace. You're sitting here trying to think and wonder, how can you be a victim of grace? And I'm here to tell you that you've been a victim of many situations. Some of you all have gone through situations that you have become a victim of your past or your present. And even the devil is trying to hold you hostage to some stuff that you became a victim of that caused pain and havoc and upset in your life. But if the truth be told today, you are a victim of grace. You sitting here trying to figure out how in the world that you made it in spite of and because everything you've been through, you ought not be here. You ought not be sitting here this morning in your right mind knowing that out of everything that you've been through in your life, whether it was intentionally something that you caused, you're here because you are a victim of God's grace. I think I better help somebody here this morning. Grab somebody and tell them, I'm a victim of grace. I'm a victim of grace. And that ought to got you happy, because after all, brothers and sisters, God's blessings and God's grace came upon you in spite of and because of. You see, the grace of God eclipses and excels and exceeds all of our evil errors. I'm a victim of God's grace. After all, brothers and sisters, you don't deserve it. You've been bad. You've been contrary. You did things that you know that you're not even proud of. You did things that you know that God hadn't, if He hadn't saved you, if He hadn't provided for you, if He hadn't protected you, if He had not been there for you. After all, there people have gone where you gone and died and did what you did and died and done the things that you died and did, and you sitting up in here acting like that you here because you was lucky. No, you a victim of grace. Grab somebody and tell them, I'm a victim of grace. I'm going to keep talking because some of you all are sitting in here ain't gave God a praise yet. Some of y'all that are sitting in here hadn't cracked your mouth yet because, listen here, if God had given to you what you deserve, you wouldn't even be here this morning. Tell your neighbor, you're not a victim of your circumstances. You are a victim of grace. Anybody ask you, go on and just practice on somebody. I want to ask you a question. How do you feel? If anybody asks you how you doing, tell them I'm a victim of grace. I'm a victim of grace. I don't know about you all, but when I think about grace, grace is a force. It's like a tailwind that pushes you towards the will of God. Grace is something that brothers and sisters, like the little boy the other day who went to Sunday school and the teacher said, I want the class to tell me what grace means. Everybody in the class gave their theological definition of what grace was, but the little boy couldn't think of no intellectual or no theological answer to what the question was. All he could come up with was it could have went the other way. Oh, my brothers and sisters, you got up this morning, but it could have went the other way. You were able to give God praise this morning, but it could have went the other way. You were able this morning to lift your hands up in praise and thanksgiving. It could have went the other way. You were able to clothe yourself this morning, but it could have went the other way. I wish I could get somebody that will grab your neighbor and tell your neighbor, I'm shouting because it didn't go the other way. I'm shouting because had not it been for the Lord on my side. I just want somebody to look down your road by the way and tell them I'm a victim. Tell 20 people right quick, I'm a victim of God's grace. I'm a victim of God's grace. God's grace was coming on you when you didn't even deserve it. I want you to shout this morning because you're a victim of his grace this morning. Look at somebody and tell them I'm a victim of his grace right now because you ought not be here, but the grace of God was right there. No wonder, be seated, no wonder the old slave owner by the name of John Newton, as bad as he was able to sit down and write one of the most precious hymns that we sing in the church. And it was Amazing Grace. I said Amazing Grace. Y'all don't know what a grace